Hello, this is China Gateway 360. Today we're looking at the newly released Data Export Negative List from the Tianjin Free Trade Zone, a highly clear and practical regulatory shift for foreign enterprises operating in China. Let's dive in.
70%. According to a 2023 survey by the European Chamber of Commerce, up to 70% of foreign companies have historically chosen to over-comply with data localization. Because regulatory boundaries used to be quite ambiguous, they just kept all their data on domestic servers. As you can imagine, that added massive wait times and consumed huge financial resources.
Here is what we'll cover in this explainer. First, the data compliance challenge. Second, the Tianjin FTZ solution. Third, the controlled data categories. Fourth, impact on foreign operations. And fifth, your three-step action plan.
Section 1, the Data Compliance Challenge.
To understand why this matters, we have to look back to 2021 when the Personal Information Protection Law took effect. Since then, companies wanting to export data basically had to navigate one of three routes: a CAC security assessment, a standard contract with the overseas recipient, or a protection certification. Now, any of these could mean an approval process lasting months, alongside tens of thousands of dollars in legal compliance fees.
Section 2, the Tianjin FTZ solution.
Compare the old route with the new FTZ reality. In the past, those ambiguous boundaries meant storing 100% of your data onshore out of pure caution, driving up legal fees. But the new reality in the free trade zone is much clearer. Streamlined exports are now available for any unlisted data. For multinational platforms or manufacturers, this certainty is projected to directly reduce compliance costs by 30 to 50%. That's a very substantial saving.
Section 3, the controlled data categories. The Tianjin framework uses a tiered system, starting with Tier 1 controlled data categories. These face the strictest oversight across 13 specific sectors. Key areas include smart vehicles, public health and biosecurity, banking and insurance, strategic materials, and e-commerce and internet services. If you're exporting data in these fields, a comprehensive CAC security assessment is still required.
Then we have Tier 2 data. These are data categories with lower volume or sensitivity. For these, companies only require a standard contract for export. This presents a much lighter compliance burden overall, helping to keep operations moving efficiently.
Section 4, impact on foreign operations.
Let's apply this to some practical day-to-day scenarios. If you handle food import logistics, your data is clear for export. General manufacturing data, also clear for export. But if you're an auto parts supplier collecting connected vehicle R&D telemetry, or if you run a biosecurity testing lab, that data is likely regulated under Tier 1. The main takeaway here is that for most foreign manufacturing and retail firms, over 90% of their operational data falls completely outside those strict controls.
This brings us to a very important commercial signal. Data compliance is now a critical location selection variable for foreign investors entering China, right up there with tax rates and labor costs. Currently, all 21 free trade zones nationwide are authorized to publish their own rules. Where you choose to incorporate directly dictates your data compliance path.
Section 5, your three-step action plan.
Here is the practical playbook for your management team. Step 1. Map your data flows to identify anything that might touch those regulated categories. Step 2. Compare FTZ regimes to find the exact jurisdiction that fits your specific data profile. And Step 3. This is absolutely crucial. Build compliance into your IT architecture right from day one.
To put that into perspective, consider this. A manufacturer that separates production telemetry from connected vehicle R&D data can export 80% of its data freely while only quarantining the sensitive 20%. Doing this kind of proactive IT segregation at the database level brings immense financial and operational value. Let's close on this number, 45. The controlled data types explicitly listed by the Tianjin FTZ are locked in at exactly 45. That means for thousands of other data categories you use daily, you aren't facing vague liability anymore, you have a clear operational opportunity. This is China Gateway 360, providing execution-driven market access support in China. With a clear data compliance map in front of you, is your next step to just wait or to proactively rebuild your data architecture and seize the advantage? Thanks for tuning in.